Hello guys, welcome to the next video on Linux command line tutorial for beginners. In this video, I'm going to show you how we can use redirection in Linux. First of all, what is redirection? Redirection simply means capturing output from a file, command or program and sending it as an input to another file, command or program. And let's see what are the options we have for the redirection. So for example, you want to transfer some output, so I will just write output here, and then you want to redirect it to a file, for example. So in this case we want to send some output to a file, and the pointing end of this arrow is the direction of your output. So you want to send the output to the file, so this point means the direction of your output, right? So let's see how we can use it. So in the last video I've shown you how we can use the cat command in Linux. So we are going to use this cat command to create a file and then transferring our stream to this file. So just write cat here and then this angle bracket. This means we want to redirect our input or whatever output we are going to type in the terminal to a file, and let's name a file something. So for example, text.txt. Okay, and when I press enter here, you will see there is a new file created, right, as soon as you press enter. Now whatever you write here, then this content will be written to the file. For example, I will just write line 1, line 2, line 3 for example, and this will be written to your file. And to show the end of the file, you just need to press Ctrl and D. So just press Ctrl D to indicate that this is the end of your file, and then you are out of this cat command. And let's see what's the content of this test file. So I can just cat this test file here, so just press enter and you can see the content of this test.txt file, right? Now for example, what I want to do is I want to once again transfer something else to this file. So once again I will just do cat with this angle bracket and then the file name, and then this time I want to add, for example, line 4 here, and then line 5 for example, and let's say I want to add one more line, for example line 6 here. Okay, and then I will just press Ctrl D to end this file, and now I want to see the content of this file, so I will just give cat.test.txt, right, and press enter, and now you will see that this test.txt file contains line 4, 5 and 6, and earlier whatever content we have written to the file is overwritten by the new content, right, this content. Now for example, you want to append to the file, you want that this file should not be overwritten, but it should be whatever you want to add to a file, it will be added from the next line, for example, right? So what we do in that case, we give the same command with 2 angle brackets. So this is for appending to the existing content of a file, right? So when you give 2 angle brackets and press enter, and now I will say line 7 here, line 8 and line 9 for example. Okay, and I will press Ctrl D, and then once again I will see the content of the file, and now it shows me line 3, 4, 5, which is from my last command, and then I have added these 3 new lines. So if you want to append to the existing content of a file, you may want to use these 2 angle brackets. Okay, now sometimes you want to add 2 files and then transfer the content to the new file, right? So I have these two files, list 1 and list 2, for example. So let me show you the content of these two files. First I will clear the terminal. It should be clear and press enter, and then cat list 1, for example. It contains these 3 lines, and let me show you the content of list 2 also. So it contains these 3 lines also, right? Now I want to add the content of these two files and transfer it to a new file. So what I can do is I can just write cat, and then I will just write the name of these two files, list 1 and then space list 2, and then I will give the angle bracket here, something like this, and then I want to transfer the content to a new file. For example, let's say its name is out.txt, something like this. Okay, and let me make it a little bit bigger so we can see the command. So this is the command. So I want to join these two files and then transfer the content of the concatenation of these two files to a new file. So when I press enter, the new file will be created. This file already exists here, so it's not creating, but if it doesn't exist, it will create this file. And then when I see the content of this out.txt file, I can see the combination of our two files. So in this way you can add any number of files. For example, you have 3 or 4 files, you can just write list 1, list 2, list 3 and list 4, and then redirect it to a new file. Now for example, I would just want to redirect the content of these two files to the file 2 itself. So what should I do? I can just write something like this. So I just write cat list 1, list 2, and I want to transfer the output to the list 2 itself. So I will just write here list 2 and press enter, and it says input file is output file here, right? So you cannot do this like this. So what you need to do here, you need to do something like this. So you just need to give the list 1.txt and then append it to the second file, which is our list2.txt file, right? Instead of giving this command, if you give this command, this will work. So when you press enter, this command is executed, and let's see the content of list 2 now. So just write list2.txt and press enter, and now you can see list 2 contain the combination of these two files, right? So in this way you can use redirection in Linux. So it's not particularly related to the cat command. You can do the same thing with, for example, I will just write ls-al to out.txt. So I will just write out.txt and press enter, and when I see the content of out.txt, it will give me the output of ls command, right? So it's not particularly related to cat command. You can use this redirection to any other command, with any other command, for example ls or cd or any other command or program, right? So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and bye for now.